Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Cornew, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about the CCF and Ciitizen Clinical Trial Finder. Now, I know I've got beautiful trees behind me. This is me imagining I am in Park City together with all of you, talking about our exciting work to make clinical trials a more accessible option for all patients with cholangiocarcinoma. Going to talk very quickly about our proud and trusted partnership with CCF. We have been working together now almost 2 years, which is pretty hard to believe. Although when you hear about all the things that we've been building together and all the ways in which we've been working with patients, both to support your care and the things you need as you navigate this disease, as well as all the research opportunities that are coming to light, I think you're going to see that it's been 2 action-packed years. We're very proud to be a trusted partner of CCF and look forward to all that is to come. So really quickly, I'm going to highlight what Ciitizen is. What even is this platform, and what does it mean to control all your health data? So we work with CCF to give you all free access to this platform. Stacy always asks me to make sure I highlight that it is absolutely free and will always be free. I always forget that because I think it's so incredibly backwards for patients to pay for access for their health data. But anyways, we'll leave that to the side. So the way it works is you go to ciitizen.com/CCF. Ciitizen has 2 I's. I know it's a little tricky and certainly makes for tough Googling, but when you visit this landing page and this website, you're going to see a lot of information about our partnership, learn more about all the things that you can do when you control your health data through our partnership. What that looks like when you onboard and create your Ciitizen account is that you tell us where you've received care, which on average for cholangiocarcinoma patients is 4.6 different facilities. We get all your health records for you. No fax machine, no phone calls. Let us take care of that process, which for everyone who's been through it is not necessarily the most delightful, you could say. Where Ciitizen's technology really shines is in our machine learning pipeline that takes all those thousands and thousands of pages of medical documents and extracts the clinical data that is so important for your care and that is capable of powering all sorts of really neat things like clinical trial matching. I also want to highlight that all the data that is extracted goes through 2 levels of human review, and so you can have confidence that what we are representing is accurate and reflective of that in your medical records. Now, we've worked with cholangiocarcinoma patients for a while now. As you can see, patients are all over the country, and we're able to help you stitch together your records to put together a complete picture of your care, no matter where you have been seen. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier, the average patient on the platform is seen at 4.7 different institutions and has 7.1 requests. That means that we refresh your records. So it's not a one-time thing, but rather a process in which we keep your records up to date through multiple requests in increments of 3 to 6 months. And on average, it takes us about 12 days to get your medical data, which is far, far faster than is legally allowed and that is typical. All right, so let's get to the action. Let's introduce the Ciitizen Clinical Trial Finder. Now, you all are probably the last group I need to talk about how much work there is to do in clinical trials. I will let the statistics speak for themselves, but I think we can all agree that there's a better way. And one of the reasons that makes this such a tough problem and why we think that the best answer is a technology-first, scalable answer is because cancer clinical terminology is really different than how clinical trials are described if you were to search clinicaltrials.gov. That means that it's really hard to understand, even if you go to that website, what you're eligible for. How do you translate, the chemo regimen you see in your records into the inclusion and exclusion criteria that clinical trials are written in? And because, we famously call it a word salad, because this is such a mess, the first thing that Ciitizen does, and here I'm outlining the entire process, is we take all your medical documents, we turn it into that extracted clinical data, we then translate it. So we take all those clinical terms and we turn them into clinical trial terms. And what that allows us to do is cross-query every single clinical trial available to cholangiocarcinoma patients, as well as several hundred and growing phase 1 solid tumor trials to generate a powerful, personalized clinical trial report that helps you quickly understand what your options are, as well as what could be options for you in the future. I'm going to touch on really quickly, the high fidelity data elements that we're able to use when we do this kind of technology superpowered clinical trial matching approach. So we're able to use really specific information like biomarkers and prior treatments, as well as procedures and comorbidities that all may affect your eligibility for clinical trials. Really quickly, when I say comprehensive, I really mean it. So that is every single currently recruiting cholangiocarcinoma trial on ct.gov, that is 89 total, as well as 296 solid tumor trials and counting. So when you get that report from Ciitizen, you can have a lot of confidence that it's comprehensive, that we've covered the entire universe of possibilities, and you can really focus on, in a conversation with your doctor, on what could be an option for you. So I'm going to show you really quickly what these reports look like. This is a PDF that is going to walk you through the trials that are near your location preferences, as well as highlight kind of the key information from your records that we're using to match you to trials. Now, you can request your free clinical trial report by visiting ciitizen.com/CCF. It's that same exact website I was mentioning earlier. And go ahead and create your free Ciitizen account and request your free clinical trial options report. When you get your report, you're going to find that we categorize matches across 4 buckets. This is what makes this tool so powerful, is it's not a point-in-time answer of what you're eligible for today, but also helps you understand what could be options in the future. And from the patients that we've served, 50, 60 cholangiocarcinoma patients and quickly counting, the thing we've heard from a lot of you is how helpful this is in having conversations with your doctor around what could be treatment options for you in the future. So if you're on treatment now and stable, thankfully, that doesn't mean that you can't think about future options based on what's clinically true for you today. So it's a pretty powerful report in that we span kind of both timeframes. We have just a few minutes together today, but I want to put up my contact information really quickly. We at Ciitizen are not just this company and a tech company. We're a bunch of people who care deeply about making cancer and this diagnosis just a little bit easier. I ask that you trust us to help, and that you reach out if you have any questions, concerns. You can do that by emailing support@ciitizen.com, or feel free to get in touch with me directly. We are on social media, and that's another great place to keep up to date with all the various things we're doing. Thank you all so much for your time, and please, take my hug from virtually, and I can't wait for next year when we're all in the same place. Thanks.